everybody, this is Bobby with bobbystamps.blogspot.com. I've been working in my craft room all day and I'm putting together card kits that I'm going to be giving away to my customers that make purchases on my blog, and I'll have more information about that coming. And then I'm also making cards today for my local cards and coffee class that I'm going to have in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to get ahead of the ball game here. Go Cubs. But anyway, I have been playing with these two stamp sets today and I am in love with them. I did a class with Cookie Cutter Halloween, but didn't really do a lot with the Cookie Cutter Christmas. And I'm obsessed. And as I was cutting out things for them today, I kind of had a light bulb moment. And I'm going to share with you guys, and I don't know, somebody might have already done a video about this, I might have missed it. But this is the first time it dawned on me, or I even thought this. But as I was using the layering squares to cut out for sentiments and things like that, I was just, replacing it and cutting it, replacing it and cutting them, and it was leaving long strips. And when on one of them I thought, that looks like a movie strip, like a movie reel. So in my head, this is what I saw. How cute is that? And it says, put on a happy face. I just am laughing so hard because I don't usually do quirky cards like this, but I just think this is the stinking cutest card that I've probably made. So I'm going to show you how to do it. It is a little bit tricky on trying to get this to come out perfectly like a movie reel, but I will show you guys how I tried to get it to work. I'm going to do that on camera. I didn't I did the sentiment, this part right here off camera because you guys know how to do just, and it's probably the two smallest little squares in the whole bundle. So we are using layering squares, and for the movie reel I'm using this size, and it really probably is going to depend on how many pictures you'd want to put in your scene. I wanted 3. I mean, you could go smaller, and I knew that Santa's face would fit perfectly. I tried it before I did it, and it fit perfectly. So that's the one I'm going to use. So what I did was, let me grab my notes so I can tell you guys what size. I can't remember now. So the Whisper White and the piece of black are cut at 1 3/4 by 5, and that's because the white piece is going to lay directly behind the black piece. So that's that. And then we've got a piece of basic black, and this is just your standard A2 size card. It's going to open like this. So it was cut at 5 1/2, and I scored it at 4 1/4. And then we have a piece of the DSP from the Candy Cane Lane Designer Series paper, and this one is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So let me get my notebook back out of the way. I'll move the stamp sets, and we are going to use our inks. We're going to be Real Red and Basic Black. So let me just kind of move everything out of the way, and we'll bring in the big shot, because like I said, this is the hardest part about this, is getting this lined up right. And it's not really hard, you just got to really pay attention to what you're doing. So I just put mine at the top, and I left just a little bit of room, and you don't want it to move, but it popped back in, I think. So we'll just run that through. And it's the spacing, you want it to be pretty much equal spacing like that. So the next one, I kind of followed that little grid line that the dies make, and kind of let that be my guide. And then at one of the ends you might have a little bit more black than you do at the other end, and I just took my scissors and trimmed that up to make them this distance right here. So if I don't end up with that much down here, or more or less, we might have to trim that off. So as you can see, that's what it kind of is looking like. And then we'll just line this one up. Oops, and it turned on us. Just run that one through that last time. and see if I spaced it out well enough. I might have moved it down too far. So see, this one's got a lot less than that end does. So what I did was, and then there's, you can kind of see the line right there. So I'm just going to take my scissors and, hold on just a second, grab my snips and get this moved back out of our way so I've got more room to work. And I don't have a very straight hand. My paper trimmer is across the room, but I'm just gonna, and not bad, because I really do not cut straight at all. So then the next thing I did was I love my little silicone mat. So I want to make sure I get the right side too. There's always like a bumpy side. So this one too, you can see it's a little bit wider than that one, but it doesn't really matter because the hats disguise that. So let's just put some glue. And I know the two-way glue pen is no longer available, but for a project like this, I mean, how perfect is that? So I still have mine. I'm still using it until it runs dry. I used this so much. You could use the Tombow or the fine tip glue pen. And then I just laid it over the top of the Whisper White. And then you want to flip it over. Make sure nothing's sticking out where it shouldn't be. I should have cleaned my craft mat off because there I got stuff on my Whisper White. Let me see if my adhesive remover might take that off. And it is. So if you don't have one of these, you can see what just happened there. It saved me. Okay. Whoops. And now I need to bring in my mat. And the first thing I did was I just went ahead and stamped my Santa's face on all 3 squares. So let me get him mounted back up. Oh, I think I need a little bit of a bigger block. And we're just going to ink him up in basic black. And we're just going to stamp him 3 times in each one of these, trying to get him as close to the center as we can. So there's 1. There's 2. I think I need to re-ink my ink pad. And there's 3. Okay. And I think we'll go ahead and grab our sentiment and do it while we have the basic black out. And this one, like I said, it comes from the Cookie Cutter Christmas. Put on a happy face. And then we'll just stamp that straight down. Cute. And just lay it over there. And we'll move him out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and put my square over there so I don't get it lost. Now the next thing that we're going to start doing is we'll start doing our hats. And if you guys have worked with this, you know that there's kind of like a trick to doing it. I really wished I had my cutter over here. So I'm just going to cut, because you just need very small squares, and this thing is kind of funny the way that the hats and everything fit in there. So let me just grab, the first one I did was, let me take this off so we can grab those easier when we need them. The first one I did was the striped hat, and I just inked that up. Gotta move this out of my way so I have more room. Okay, we're just gonna ink that up in some real red. And if you do it at an angle, that's kind of the way it fits in the punch. And I'll show you here in a second what I mean. And I might have to cut some of that off because it's very funny the way that it fits in here. Yep, so when I had trouble today, I just cut that part off, and then it seemed to fit pretty well for me. It might still be a little bit long, so we might have a piece of paper stuck in there too, because it should go, there we go. So I just take my finger and line it up where I want it to be punched out at. I gotta hold it so you guys may not be able to see it, but this is how I have to line it up. And then, you know what, I'm gonna try to, okay, this isn't gonna work. I was gonna try to get my pom-pom out of the same cut, but it's not gonna work out. But I am gonna get the trim, as you can see it, kind of cut the little pom-pom off. But what I'm gonna go back in is just to pop it out right there. This doesn't take a lot of paper at all. So there's that hat, and then our second hat we just pop out of red. Okay, and so we're going to get that red and the little pom-pom in red that we don't need, but that's okay. And then we'll cut another piece of Whisper White and grab our third hat. Get it inked up. And then close this up. We'll just punch this out. And again, I'm sure there's probably an easier way to cut out these hats than what I'm doing it, but this is what I have done all day and it's worked pretty well for me. So I'm just going to continue doing that. I don't quite have enough piece of paper to pop out that pom-pom, so I'll just do it right there like that. And throw this away. Now let me get my mat again in our two-way glue pen, and then we can just start putting our hats together. I think I might need actually, and this one you're gonna make sure that it goes to the right, and there we got a pom-pom for that one. This one we've got that. Yep, I'm gonna need one more trim pom-pom, I think, because of the red. So let's just try to turn it like that, and we'll get both of them. Okay, so you can just put your glue. This is how I did it earlier. I just kind of assembled them one way, like the front, like I'm doing there. I think my two-way glue pen's running out. Maybe I just need to shake it up. It sounds like there's a lot still in there. And then we'll flip this. I'm going to clean my silicone mat here when I'm done because it is getting stuff on my cardstock that I don't want on my cardstock. And I just cleaned it off the other day, believe that or not. Okay, and then we'll just put a little bit on the back of one of the, whoops, the little pom-poms, and stick on there. I'm just going to move everything over here because this mat's kind of getting my cardstock yucky and I don't like that. Lay that right there so I can clean it really good. Okay. So I'm just going to hold that one in place for a little bit. My hat needs to be adjusted on this one. Okay, that looks good. I really hate that that got on my cardstock, but I'll try my glue in a second. And I just realized too that we forgot to give Santa his silly faces with the glasses. So we'll bring back our basic black. We need to let those kind of dry for a little bit anyway. And then the first one I gave him sunglasses. How cool is that? I just love that. And then the second one, where's the regular glasses? Did I leave them on a... Oh, here they are. So the second one is more serious. Or no, actually the bottom one is more serious. Let me make sure you guys can see. The bottom one is more serious Santa, I think, with the glasses on. And don't you just love the photopolymer stamps? You can just see exactly where you're stamping out on all that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting the card together because we have everything pretty much done, I think. And I'm out of snail, so I'm just using my fast fuse because it's what I have handy right now. It's very late and I wanted to get this video done before I went to bed tonight. And then I used glue dots. You could use, we could put this on with snail, but I kind of wanted it to have a little bit of raised definition, so I just used my glue dots. And then we're just going to put this right in the center of the card. Okay guys, I looked up, my camera's flashing. I have 2 minutes, so I'm going to do this quickly because I don't want to have to start it over and go upstairs and download any of this. So I've went ahead and put glue dots on all the hats. And this one we put to the right or to the left. This one goes to the right. And this one goes to the left. And I already put the sentiment on. It's got glue dots on both pieces of that. So there you guys go. Make sure you visit my blog. It's bobbystamps.blogspot.com to get all the supply list. But everything, this has a dimensional on the Whisper White, and then also on the back of the basic black I put dimensionals. So thanks so much for stopping by, guys. Bye.